let's talk about replacing a pad. First, let's go over the tools that I'm going to use to replace a pad. The first thing is a torch, some pads, a screwdriver, stick of shellac, spring hook, ruler, and some cloth. Once we've determined what pad needs to be replaced, the first thing we're going to do is remove the key from the instrument. For that, I'm going to use my screwdriver. Now that we have our key removed, we're going to have to remove the old pad. I'm going to start using my torch. I'm going to gently heat up the back of the pad cup, being very careful not to burn the lacquer. So I'm going to hold it at a distance of about 2 or 3 inches from the back of the pad cup. Once I've heated the back of the pad cup up thoroughly, I'm going to use my pad prick or my screwdriver to gently pry the pad from the pad cup. Now I can use my old cloth and gently wipe away any excess. If you're not sure what size pad to put in, the best thing you can do is measure. For that, I'm going to use a ruler. Now, most pads are measured in millimeters. So I'm going to use the millimeter side from edge to edge. I'm going from the inside of the pad cup to the other inside of the pad cup. This is telling me it's about 25 millimeters wide. So I'm going to pick the pad that's the correct size and just double check to make sure it fits in. Now that we've determined what size pad we're going to be putting in our pad cup, we're going to have to apply shellac to the inside of the pad cup. For that, I'm going to use my torch, and I'm going to heat up the inside of that pad cup. This surface needs to be hot in order for the shellac to stick. Shellac will not stick to a cold surface. Once the pad cup is up to temperature, I can go ahead and apply some shellac to the inside. Once I've applied my shellac to the inside of the pad cup, I can go ahead and heat it up a little bit. That way when I insert my pad, the shellac sticks to the back of it. And now we're ready to install. Now that we've installed our pad into our pad cup, we can now fully assemble. Once we've installed our pad and put our key back on, now we can check for leaks. Remember, it's always a good idea to do this in a dark room. Now that we've turned the lights off, we can easily see the areas on our pad that are leaking. Right here, it's on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is heat this pad cup up. That's going to soften up that shellac and allow me to reposition that pad so it completely seals. So I'm going to use my torch and gently heat up the back of the pad cup, being very careful that I do not burn the lacquer. Once I've heated up my pad cup, I can then use my pad slick and gently push that pad back into place. I can use my pad slick and gently move that pad right where it needs to be. And there we are.